The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
Just a sip of my coffee and
Order.
Loosen the tie here.
All rise and sit down again. We're not in court. We're in a boardroom. It was a test.
Board meeting 009, I believe, for 2011.
And not to talk business too early, but the parameters of the goals were set at the start of the year that we would hit at least 8.5 board meetings. So It's nice to know that the final board meeting of the year has smashed those predictions. As the economy goes down the toilet, at least we can hit our marks.
Exactly, Ham. Let's jump straight into it. The last one for 2011. Very excited to be
Christmas board meetings. Now, obviously, we don't know a lot about business, and we've never been to a real board meeting.
No.
Or they have never had a real board meeting because these are the real ways to do them. But do they do Christmas board meetings? Or is it more of a sort of a serious thing, and then everyone says Christmas words to each other after the board meeting?
Yeah, I think probably the second one. I don't think, they have a particularly Christmas-themed board meeting.
Should we buy a shopping centre next year? Well, pull the turkey wishbone, and if whoever wins makes the decision.
The board recognises Kate Maroney.
Sure. I'm going to write the minutes on a post-it notes today, if that's all right, because I didn't bring a book.
Mate, you haven't written minutes for weeks. Have you written minutes from all the meetings?
I usually write people's names and like one or two words about what. I thought you guys wanted me to hand them all.
Today we'll line up all the post notes. We'll take a photo and it'll be uploaded with this board meeting podcast.
Yeah, I thought you guys would expect me to hand them all in at the end of the year or something. So that's why I kept everyone's name.
We will. We will hand.
But you've just admitted you didn't really do minutes.
No, because you stopped checking up on me. I suppose that's why I stopped doing them.
It's a good analogy for life. I found out I could get away with it, so I stopped doing it.
Hey, Kate Maroney.
Katie.
Christmas themed.
Good.
That's why I thought it's perfect to kick off
great.
the Christmas board meeting with it. Hamish and Andy, I've been thinking, ... So pensive.
Yeah, good. So while everyone else is on holidays, she's still having a go.
Santa's reindeer must be getting a bit long on the tooth.
Yep.
It's been the same gang of reindeer that have chauffeured Santa around delivering the presents to him, to her, to her parents, to her grandparents.
Yeah, a lot of takeoffs and landings too. And people in the aviation industry, you'd know that's the most stressful time for a plane and a reindeer.
What's the life expectancy of your garden variety reindeer?
Well, they're not your garden variety, are they? That's probably the first point because they're flying reindeer. So I'd say for garden variety, you're looking probably about 30 to 33 years. And for a magical reindeer, upwards of 10,000 years, which is helpful. But I also get the feeling, like apart from Rudolph, who you'd notice, it's probably a little bit like bands that can change bassists and drummers and stuff.
So
you're really just playing Blitzen, you're playing Donna.
Similar to the Yellow Wiggle.
Yeah, you can switch out a Yellow Wiggle. People would be familiar with the cool punk band NoFX. They've had a lot of different members. Fat Mike's been there from the start.
Of course.
They had a lot of different sort of guys coming and going. Beatles didn't do it.
No.
Good on them.
Yeah.
But certainly, people like In Excess had a go changing out. I mean, they really did. They changed their Rudolph to no success.
Yeah.
so that's a good lesson that you don't change your Rudolph, but you can change your other reindeers.
Very true. So Rudolph being the front man.
That was Michael Hutchins.
Obviously, they went on, In Excess specifically, to do an MTV TV show, search for the next Rudolph.
Yep.
The next frontman of In Excess.
They wouldn't have used that language because we just invented the analogy.
Do you think, though, it conjures up the image that every landing's a good landing?
It has to be.
Normally in racing, say in jump racing for horses, I know this isn't, there's some cruelty to that. Some people don't like it.
It's a Christmas podcast.
If a knee buckles...
And they do. It's cruel.
Yeah, they bring out the sheet.
Yep.
And have to put them down.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Santa carries a
Look, I think
rifle?
he'd throw you in the back of the sleigh because the discharge of the rifle would wake up the kids.
Okay.
And it's certainly not in the Christmas spirit to have the kids come out rubbing their eyes, hoping to see all the wonder of Christmas and to see Santa putting one through Blitzen's head.
Yeah.
Which, as a farmer would know, is often the most humane thing to do, but that's only when you're stuck out in the middle of the paddock. I would hope that magical reindeer do have more resilient knees and legs, and to my knowledge, it hasn't had to happen.
Would you expect, say Santa does put it back of the sled, He wouldn't take him all the way around the rest of the world.
Well, he'd have to.
Well,
Have to.
Why wouldn't you stop in the woods or something and
Because he's
discharge
not.
your rifle?
Because you're. I mean, it's a little bit of the callous attitude you've got towards reindeers. Santa's instinct would be, I got to nurse this reindeer back to health. I've got elves; they're magical. They might have knowledge of this.
Yeah.
Certainly not just going to look for the first quiet spot I can find. Stop in the middle of the Sahara and put a slug between the eyes of Blitzen. Especially because, from what I understand, they can talk. These reindeers, because remember they go up to Santa and they're like,
things a bit, wouldn't it?
It's one thing to put an animal out of its misery if that's what you have to do as a farmer. It's another thing when a magical reindeer is going, don't do it, mate. Come on, come on, take us back to the North Pole. Put my leg on ice. We've got plenty at home.
How many reindeer do you think is required to actually pull the sleigh then? Because
you'd have extras for sure, and you'd have slackers.
You'd have slackers,
and he'd account for that.
Yeah.
Probably we're thinking Donna because of her character in 90210, and I think the name Donna's been sullied from 90210, and I imagine her, if it was Donna, was that Tori Spelling?
Yeah, she
Donna?
never let it.
If I saw Donna, Tori Spelling in amongst the reindeers, I would know she wouldn't be pulling her weight. I would just sort of look at her suspiciously.
Well, I think we've really covered that off.
Well, I'd like to think that they don't. I mean, you brought up the issue of what happens if one gets injured.
That was me,
and they get killed. I really don't think that's the case. I certainly does, put a dampener on Christmas. And you've got to ask the question. I mean, much like if he does do it, if he does put a slug between the eyes, you probably would leave it there.
The rabbit,
yeah. And I think that's the reason we know it hasn't happened, because never before has a kid gone, oh, the cookies are gone, the milk's been drunk, there's hoof prints in the snow. Oh my God. Oh, what's that? Dad!
That's what I'm saying. He would take it off to the Sahara or something.
Donna's just lying there, written, avenge my death in blood next to him in the snow. It's very Grinchy, not Sandra.
Okay, sorry, but there you go. Kate Maroney, Haim.
The board recognises Grab Boobensberg.
Grab Boobensberg.
Yeah, quick one. Just saying hi.
That's good.
And to see, he said, my name's Grab, or he or she. My name's Grab, and again, sometimes I wonder if people are giving us their real information. He's 999,999.9. So certainly very close to the big 1 million.
Yeah.
So Grab, by the time we read this, it's by the time this podcast gets uploaded in a day or two, you might well be 1 million years old, which is a huge achievement, and well done. He lives at 11 Censored Drive. And the postcode is 0.32. Okay. So, I don't know. You can't tell, but Grab's a good guy. He says, hi, my name is Grab. Have I grabbed your attention? He obviously does this a lot, and maybe that's why he got named Grab. Probably not, because you don't read this. Shame on you. He finishes with shame on you, which is why I thought we would read it as a Christmas miracle for Grab. To show him that within our hearts, we will read out emails to the show, to hamishandandy.com, that specifically question our ability to read them and our desire to read emails from people. That even if you live as far away as Censored Drive, we'll still read your email.
Jack, you can shred that one. Yep. Hey, this is kind of Christmas themed, and I liked it as well. It's the board recognises Jenny Conlon.
Hello, Jenny.
From the UK, Liverpool.
Great.
She said and these are Christmas films, people who have to remember this. She said, I was watching Home Alone 1 and 2 the other day.
Yep.
And in brackets, the best Home Alones.
Yep. They started strong.
Was there a 3?
There was a 4. Wasn't there 3 and 4?
Yeah. Not with Macaulay Culkin.
So Home Alone 4 turned into the American Pie franchise.
Right.
Where you didn't have any of the originals anymore except Eugene Levy popping his head up.
It went downhill very fast.
So who took it? That's what grabbed my attention most. She goes on to say that Hamish looks like Marv, one of the robbers.
I've had that before, actually.
Okay.
Not Joe Pesci, the other one.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah. She did just a thinner version. And if you wanted to be in the next Home Alone, you could replace Marv.
What were they called again? The Water Bandits? The Wet
Bandits.
Wet Bandits.
Okay. Yeah. So, Jack, you love this more than most people because you know all the
I loved the first Home Alones as well. And then the third one it went downhill so quickly.
Who's the actor in the third one?
It's just
Well, the thing is, Macaulay Culkin was about 22 years old, so it's not really a big deal if he gets left home alone.
You know what? He got left home. He was just at home while his parents were at work. In the original Home Alones, they fly out of the city into different countries.
Yeah, and it's just too much of there's a lot of mayhem at the airport, and they just realise.
In number 3, his parents go out.
What, for dinner?
Like, go out to work.
It's a short film. It was in Tropfest.
And
It's a 10-minute film.
is Marv the same Marv?
Nah.
Now
it's
the Wet
different-
Bandits. The Wet Bandits don't make an appearance
Nah,
again.
Different bad guys.
So it's
Dry Bandits.
So is it really just nothing to do with the other two?
It could just be called At Home.
Yep.
You know, Dale at home for the afternoon. Is there a baby in one? I don't know. Is there? He has to look after
I
a baby.
haven't seen
in one?
number 4.
All right.
Not many have. Home Alone 1 was like the highest grossing film for years.
Yeah.
And I think by the time they got to 4,
Yeah.
we'd all
trading off the names.
really got to understand that he's going to be okay. He's never is it going to be like a serious actual, like a real thugs invaded your home.
Yeah.
And again, this is a very dark podcast with all the Santa mercy killing stuff. But again, everyone knew he was going to, by and large, with a box of marbles and a
Micro
big tube
machine.
of super glue,
Yeah.
he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Jack, can you get rid of that one for us?
Jack, got an email here. Got the board recognises Aram Davies.
Aram.
Positive it's not an Aaron. He's written it twice, but same spelling as Aaron, but just Aram.
Yeah.
Aram Davies.
I know an Aram.
Davies?
No.
This is a quick one for you, Jack. Quick question. This is fascinating. Does Jack have a photo of his shower head? And then he goes into write rather cryptically, I might have just the thing to fix his problem and change his life.
Well, what the problem with my shower head is it's well too low.
It's too low. It goes
coming
up
up
to
to
your sternum.
Yeah, it's coming up to the bottom of my ribs.
But I'm fascinated by this because apart from just a taller head, what's the thing that will fix,
could there be
will
like
change your life?
an S bend?
It squirts back up at your face.
No, I'm saying like it comes out and then doubles back itself to bend to the pipe and then gets
Goes
so
back
high.
up.
Well, why is he asking for a photo then? Because if he's asking for a photo to look for something like, oh, it's got an arm, all you need to do is push that right up.
That's what I feel.
I've checked for that.
He's having a go at you. That he's hoping to see something in the photo that you wouldn't have noticed with your real. He might he's looking for a giant bucket or something you're standing on. For him to go, get rid of the bucket, mate. It's going to be the. Is
his
right height.
number on there?
It's from New Zealand. We can give him a call.
Yeah, is his number there?
Yeah.
All right. Should we try calling New Zealand? I mean, that. I'm very intrigued by this.
What do you reckon, Jack? Give Aram a call.
Ham, you spent some time in New Zealand earlier in the year doing a film. Did you notice anything different about their shower heads?
The first thing you notice about New Zealand is their showers are very similar to us.
All right.
That's the first thing everyone talks about. Different currency, very similar showers. So that's why I'm fascinated by Aram's desire to fix Jack's problem.
Mm-hmm.
No Aram, sorry guys.
Not working?
That's right.
Well,
But I don't believe his plumbing stories then.
but I would like, because I'm so desperate about that shower.
Jack, he's leading you on. He's giving you a fake number.
If he
mate.
does
He's
have
preying
a
on your
real
vulnerabilities.
solution for it, I would love to hear it.
Jack, call
Jack, there is no real solution for us. Fix your shower. There's no...
Actually, over summer, like the shows on holidays, use hamishandandy.com as a hub to fix shower heads.
Yeah, that's a great. Let's action that out of this meeting. We want hamishandandy.com. Here's the plan for the website next year to become Australia's #1 shower forum. You got a problem with your shower?
We can come back to all kinds of stuff.
And
next
Aram
year.
can be a hope.
Yeah.
Our trans-Tasman specialist.
Yeah, that's nice.
Aram from New Zealand. We now appoint you, Aram, and I hope you listen to this, captain of all shower-related problems. Just send us a proper phone number so we can call you. Well, don't spread it. Just keep the bit where his number is.
Yeah, I've ripped some of it, but I've got his email.
Okay, good.
Well, it's good to see the quality of the minutes taking is as good as it's been all year. After we made a motion to keep Aram's number, we've ripped it in half.
Hey, and the board recognises Bart Whiteley.
All hail Bart Whiteley.
No, I don't want to hail him.
All fail Bart Whiteley.
Well, you guys can be the judge.
All jail Bart Whiteley. You're going to jail, son. We've given you too many chances.
I don't want to blame him as much as I want to blame you two.
Oh, okay. All hail Bart Whiteley.
Hey, guys. Andy, can I ask a favour of you? ? My mother recently broke her ankle. And knowing your track record,
ankle donor,
I'm afraid you'll prowl on her due to injury.
Smart thinking, Bart.
Can you please
hide
not?
your mum?
She's happily married.
Well, that doesn't...
Thanks for understanding.
Not going to stop Ando,
It
but
is
you're going to get her down. If this was in America, I would recommend you get her in a storm shelter or a tornado shelter or something.
Keep her away from public transport.
Get her off trains. Get her off trains. Get her away from windows. Do not have her walk down the street.
This is a vicious rumour that you two have started.
Piggyback her.
Not
because
only that...
Andy he can't necessarily know every mum getting a piggyback has a foot injury, but if you get her walking, he'll sniff it out. He'll know that her ankle, tibia, fibia, whatever it is, he doesn't mind as long as something snapped. He's in there.
Also, I feel that you've set this prowling thing up, which is very unfair,
mate. If they're limping and prowling go hand in hand for you. It is amazingly like a snapshot of the Serengeti. You've got a slightly injured gazelle, and there's just old leopard Lee with his just licking his lips in the tall grass, going, "This is absolutely fish in a barrel."
Okay. So you're even wearing a hunter-type hat today.
Yeah, you got a hat on that says buck fever and a bloody deer on it. No wonder you wanted to kill reindeers.
Yeah.
Well, straight away. Yeah, what happens if they break their leg? You're obsessed with breaking legs. You're obsessed with the idea that Donna has a broken leg. You used Santa's reindeers to play out your sick fantasy, so in your head you can make love to Tori Spelling with a leg cast on. Before Santa comes and shoots her she can't tell the cops.
We can shred that one.
It's see-through.
It's very, very transparent.
Okay.
Quick. I mean, we couldn't finish the board meetings for the year without a quick life tricks. Now, the topic of life tricks in board meetings has been
come under scrutiny.
Has been a tricky one because Andy, a few board meetings back, you tried to raise a couple and they weren't very good.
That was actually on air. That wasn't even a board meeting.
Was it?
Yeah.
Some of them were terrible.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just getting a vibe out. People were sending them in.
Just weren't enough of a trick. Okay. If you're itchy, use something sharp to scratch yourself, not a bowling ball. It's too blunt.
If you want to watch TV, turn the TV on.
Okay.
If you're tired, take a seat. It's more relaxing than standing up or doing aerobic activity.
What have you got?
Oh, if your feet hurt, look for something that might be sticking into them. So, those aren't really life tricks.
Okay.
In the sense of...
True sense, yeah.
If you're cold, go to a heater. So, here's one, and I'm willing to enter it into the same sort
we
of
should
scrutiny.
keep in mind, that was an 11-year-old kid who sent in that email.
Don't bring that up.
So...
Now this is like we're picking on kids.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, I think you both are.
We have to
That's how I
hold them
feel.
to a certain standard that it provides a significant shortcut to your life, not just basic day-to-day things like, on a door, look for the knob. That's the easiest thing to hold to open it. That's just life.
The unthing...
That's life.
Movements. That's just life. It's not a trick. That's the game of life.
I should qualify that little Timmy's, the 11-year-old's life
his
trick...
name was Timmy. I think you're just saying that to look like you're friends with him.
I don't think it was. But his life trick made a little bit of sense.
Just things you do. It was just stuff you do. It was more... You know what it was?
It was something...
It was just verbs.
No,
it was just action.
I know exactly what it was. What it was...
He said get a drink during the ads.
No, if you get a drink and you're thirsty, make sure you drink one at the fridge and refill it before you go back to the couch.
Not a trick.
How often do you get back
You're responding to thirst. It's saying respond to thirst by drinking.
All right, play on.
Still, I love him. I love him as a listener of the show. I love him as a member of the podcasts and the board meetings. Yeah. But the integrity of life tricks needs to be maintained.
There's a kid who will never speak out again.
No, there's a kid that understands that in life, if you're going to, and there's ways to go in life, and if you're going to tell everyone there's a shortcut. Yeah. Don't get upset when the group you're leading through the shortcut notices it takes exactly the same amount of time as the other way. So these are shortcuts. And this is why, this Jeremy, who's written in the board, recognises Jeremy. Mm-hmm. It might not be a life trick, but let's just see.
We're going to hear it out.
So to speak, what sticks. Before doing poos. All right.
Okay.
Oh, this is where Tim comes in and goes, take your pants off. Mum will get less angry. Before doing poos, throw some toilet paper in beforehand so that when they drop, and I assume he means the poos there, no water bounces back up.
But also on planes, perfect to lay a base because...
Lay a sled.
Yeah, because...
Let that poo ride the toilet paper sled right out the door.
There's not enough water on planes to
remove any sort of sticking.
Yeah.
And there's no brush.
There's no brush.
It can be a real horror show in there.
Yeah, so 100% on planes do it.
Yes. Toboggan them. Can we call it tobogganing?
Tobogganing, yeah.
tobogganing. Because it is like giving him a little vehicle to slide out on.
I would say that's a
More
life
like
trick.
it's more like a Wet and Wild when they give you those mats that you can go down the water slide on, so it's a little bit faster and more fun.
Yeah, and you don't stick to the edges.
It's not so you poos have fun. It's because I'll never forget that time we went to Wet and Wild and you got stuck. And they kept flushing the slide. I can't get him off, and I had to go down dressed as a big brush to get rid of you. Would we throw that in as a life trick?
That is a life trick, and I don't think this one is.
Oh, okay.
Because I got one from Riley Duke.
The board recognises Riley Duke.
Sounds like the kind of character in a war kind of versus aliens, like a Commander versus Aliens type computer game. Riley Duke. Life tricks. He goes, just to let you know, if you can manage to wait near an ATM for long enough, you'll find an executive type of individual who throws their bank receipt on the ground. Just
This sounds like the start of fraud.
Riley, you don't have a gun, do you?
He goes, then take it. Go out to a bar club, start talking to a good-looking girl, and say you've got to go to the bathroom. Leave the receipt in plain view. Curiosity will get the best of them. She'll sneak a peek at the 6 to 7 digit bank figure.
7 digits? He's got $1 million in the bank.
Goes, it's all over for you. You're taking it home. Andy, get cracking. Riley, I'm not going to get cracking.
Riley, mate, waiting, the chances of like, I don't even know if people have $1 million, just keep it in the bank. But if the chances of waiting around at the ATM to have someone that's gone, I'll just get $200 out for the groceries and a little bit of walking around money for this weekend. What have we got? Yep, still $1 million on the nose. Probably could have taken 300 out.
And then drops it.
And then
doesn't want to keep that privacy, from which you then go to a bar, chat to a girl for long enough to be able to leave the receipt there and head off. What I love about this is Riley's 16.
Yes.
So Riley's at a bar.
Riley's going,
talking to a girl. And
don't worry, guys. Pancake parlours on me, as you can see from this slip. Dated 4 months ago. Certainly not struggling for liquidity.
You can shred that one, and it's not a life trick, Riley.
Oh, very good. Great stuff, Riley. Bloody good stuff.
Hey, one more here.
All right.
I know we've got to go. Everyone's got Christmas to get to soon. Catherine Thomas, possibly my favourite email.
Kathy T. Great way to end the year.
For the board meeting. Guys, please don't let Jack read this.
Okay. We won't. Okay.
I was listening to some of last
He certainly won't read it when he writes down the minutes.
I was listening to some of last year's podcasts, and on Wednesday, October 13, 24 minutes 16 into the podcast, you discussed how long it would take for Andy to make Jack cry. I think Jack's had long enough time to forget about that conversation. Please, 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 please try and make him cry.
We did do this experiment.
That's right. I forget what the
thing was very hard to make you cry. You were walking
Jack,
around like a...
Haim, you just came out of break and said, how long do you think it would take Jack for you to make Jack cry?
And what you said like a...
I said 6
you're not allowed to touch him, though. You can't just
cut
his hand off.
And I can't remember my exact response, but for today's...
I thought it was quick. I remember you saying something... I thought you said something in the vicinity of a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Because you just get... It's tough that you get in his face, do personal stuff, like, make him think about the pointlessness of life, maybe about the world wars and famine, and really get him down.
Get it right in.
But look at him. He's grinning his head off. I just mentioned world wars, famine,
No, I was already grinning. I didn't get a grin after that.
I thought we discussed it. I thought I'd go something personal, just something that would shock him and I think more confuse him into crying. Then I suppose the discussion that surpassed that was when we said, well, he knows now, so he's going to know when I come under a personal attack. Catherine's done a great job of reminding us that he had forgotten about it. So if I'd come out this morning, Jack, and just...
You should have tried it.
Really?
You should have come in here, yeah. I should have sat down at the board meeting and you should have done whatever the trick is.
Jack, I've got some terrible news.
Okay.
You're fired.
Okay.
Jack, that made you burst out laughing.
Farina! No.
It's the best Christmas present I could get.
If you're honestly giving us permission for this...
Oh, but what? Now you have to wait another year?
Happy to. I'm going to wait it out. We'll vibe it out. In fact, if someone can...
I'm going to steal your family for Christmas. I'm going to have them all over to my house.
I think it was, from memory, it wasn't anything that will harm my family and stuff like that.
What gets you crying the most? Like, we've all got things that get us crying.
Sadness.
Yeah, okay. Laugh trick. Hey, guys, if you want to cry, be sad.
I I think was it a personal attack that was your plan?
Because I don't know if a personal attack on you would be.
Yeah,
I think that would make you fire up a bit. Really.
What do you mean? I'm not like going to go. Oh, you hate your nose.
He's crying. Jack's crying.
It's true that I don't love it. It's too big.
It's not gonna be
animal stuff, like to see a lonely puppy. Would that get you crying?
No, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be materialistic, but
of stone.
It's not gonna be based on material features. I think I'll
more just like, oh no, not good news, Jack. You know,
no threats, like no family threats or.
No, I'm not going to threaten to kill your family thing. But
even if it was a year from now, you'd still remember this guy. If Andy came in one morning and said, "I'm going to kill your mum today." You'd remember, you go, I think this is probably that thing where you're trying to make me cry because that's not the kind of thing you normally say.
Still a huge bluff to call. Is pretty risky.
I bet you don't.
But I'm not going to... Okay, we won't specify my exact area, but...
You've got one.
I've got a few ideas.
All right.
And...
Will you let me know as soon as it happens?
As soon as the first tear drops,
all right.
I'll say, haha.
Andy and I'll come and find you at the airport and go, mate, come on. You're not deported. Her family hasn't disowned you.
The only thing I worry about is that I don't cry at the time, and then I go home and really mull it over. Yeah. You guys have forgotten about it because it didn't work.
Can you tell us every time you cry from now on, and we'll tell you if we had anything to do with it? Guys, my girlfriend just broke up with me. Please tell me that this is a one of the old
pranks.
This is a stunt, yeah? We'll tell you in a year.
Catherine, after saying, "Can you please make Jack cry?" Just.
Oh, that's not going to make anyone cry. That's terrific. It's a cat brushing its teeth.
Added a picture of its cat.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, a cat.
Put that on the website. They'll get hits.
So what? Here, tell you what we'll do. Is I'll carry.
Have we got enough for a cat gallery yet? We must have enough pictures.
Robert Pattinson.
We had all the line cut photos of Meowbit.
We could definitely put this one up. But what about I carry this?
Cats in dogs' heads' mouths?
Yeah. That was how it started, yeah. That was, I mean, look, if we're sitting here reflecting on the year, probably one of the rules of random John took up about 3 board meetings, and also our fascination with dogs with cats' heads in their mouths.
Yeah, it's true.
Was a big part of the board meetings this year.
So, Jack, I'll come in.
Sure.
I'll try and make you cry, and then so you know that it was always a joke kind of thing, I'll quickly shine up or show up an A3 photo or A2, A4.
Oh my God, A2. Just wait for the day you see Andy with an A2 bit of paper.
I always forget. After A4, does it get bigger or smaller?
The smaller you go, the bigger it gets.
Yeah.
So A2 is
huge.
Big.
A2's 4 times an A4.
That's a big cat brushing its teeth, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'll go with an A4.
That's going to cheer you up.
Picture of a cat brushing its teeth. So then you go, oh, okay, I get it.
All right, great.
So can someone on the podcast in a year and a bit's time, if you can remind us?
It's got to be. I feel like it's got to be a long time away because I feel now like I'd remember it, but true that I didn't remember that conversation we had a year ago.
But it's like when I tried to inception you, saying to you every time you meet a girl and you think you're going to kiss her, think of my face, just to put you off. But then it didn't work. You didn't think of me.
Yeah, I didn't kiss too many girls. So.
But I still wanted you to. I wanted to get in your head to inception you enough so when you're talking to a pretty girl and you're thinking I want to kiss her, to see my face laughing at you from her face, and it didn't work.
Yeah, like it didn't work when I tried to inception you. I wanted you to wear your hat backwards, so I made everybody that we know wear their hat backwards, and you wouldn't. And then I just told you to wear your hat backwards, and you did. And I said, "Ha ha, Inception."
It's not really how Inception works. No, too strong. Uninceptionable.
Guys, I think that's all I had to get through today. Meeting.
Can we just say thank you for everyone that's emailed in, been part of the website and the podcast this year. We love all your feedback. We love your emails. We love having you part of the show. 2012 is going to be
all on file.
The biggest yet. Jack's got a stack of Post-it notes, so you know he's earned his Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
And we hope you have a safe and happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Meeting adjourned.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.